Toya, host of Universal Teas, the People's Podcast. And I don't even have a title for this episode just yet. But I just wanted to give y'all an update. Like, can y'all believe your girl got COVID? Like, how ghetto is that? So I don't feel the best right now, but I've committed myself to recording my podcast every week. And so that's what I'm doing. In this episode, I just want to dedicate to pushing through with your passions. I feel like that's something that I always speak to, I always encourage on, but this is a moment when it would be so easy for me to not record, right? I don't feel like setting up my equipment. I don't feel like setting up a camera and lights. But I realize that the gift is in my voice. So I am sitting in my bed, y'all. I got my soundboard set up and my microphone, and that's it. But I just want to push you all to do the things that you are called to do, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when no one is watching, especially when nobody is rooting for you or clapping for you, because the true testament of faith is also integrity, right? Doing things even when no one is watching, doing what is right even when no one is watching. And I think that in this season right now, having COVID and still committing myself to my craft, it really shows where or how passionate you are. Of course, don't overwork yourself, right? I had to modify for this. Sometimes we feel like in this hustle culture that we always have to do, we always have to be on go. We always have to grind it out even when we're not feeling the best. But baby, sometimes it means to just pivot, to just do things a little bit differently. Like, yes, y'all gonna get this podcast episode, but y'all are getting it from my bed today, and y'all are not seeing me on camera because baby, I look rough. But you really have to learn a certain level of discipline. Now, I'm not going out here and telling y'all to overwork yourself. People who are sick with symptoms that are a lot worse than mine and you need to rest, give your body the adequate rest, but also know when you can push yourself, when you can show up for yourself, and be sure that it's really about you every time. Don't make your goals and your passions and how much you push and how much you try to strive to do things about outwardly opinions and the thoughts of others. If it's something that is really near and dear to you, you can do that. And so I told myself I was going to push myself, even with having found out I have COVID, to record a podcast episode. But because I want to encourage you, because I want you all to be great, because I want to be an example of perseverance, of strength, of commitment to your gift and your calling. And so this episode is really just to push you all to do anything that you are called to do. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of judgment. Don't be afraid of who's going to say what when you're not in the room. What is really important is how fulfilled you are. Run to what fulfills you. Run to what you can leave dead tired from, but still feel like you were doing what you were called to do. A lot of us, and this is a message that I just got, I was ready to push myself to go back to work today. So let me tell y'all how this went. I went to the doctor. I told my job I would be out for about 2 hours because I was going to go to urgent care, whatever, and come home. And go ahead and finish working for the day. The doctor literally looked at me and she was like, no, you need to rest for 2 days. And this is before the positive COVID test even came back. And here I am like, but I have something to do for work at 3:00. I have to meet somebody here at 3:00. Or I'm really telling myself and feeling bad for having to take the time to sit down and rest and recover. But I was willing to push myself for my job. And so that's another testament or another reason why I decided to get on the mic today. Because if I can push myself to work for somebody else, that means I have enough energy to pour into my craft, to pour into my passion work, to do the thing that I'm called to do, which is this, and use my voice and encourage you. So what I want you all to know and understand is that you cannot be one-sided with your energy. Don't go and give all of your energy to a company or organization or a job, and you can't give that same energy, if not a little bit more, to yourself. We find ourselves committed to discomfort. We find ourselves committed to other people's dreams, other people's visions. But how committed are you to your own? And I don't know how many people are going to listen to this episode, so please share it and like it if you do. But I feel like this message, as simple as it is going to be for somebody in the midst of me having COVID and being in the bed. And like they told me I can't go back to work for 5 days, y'all. Right? And I feel bad, right? I'm like, what about the company? Who's going to talk to my teachers? Who's going to do all of these things? But at the end of the day, if I can even feel bad, if I feel bad about missing work, I would have felt just as bad about missing my recording. So find that thing. Find that thing that you're going to feel bad about missing out on. Find that thing that you're willing to do when you are sick, when you are sad, when you are hurt. And do that. Do that consistently. Do that diligently, because that's where growth happens. You know? And don't be afraid to let yourself rest. Don't be afraid to let yourself take a break from things, but don't quit on your dreams. Okay? So with that being said, as y'all go through the rest of this week, baby, COVID is still out here. Drink your fluids, your teas, your vitamin C, your zinc, your elderberry. Make sure all of those things are a part of your daily routine. Eat well, live well, spread love. Y'all, we spend a lot of time worrying about the negative, paying attention to the negative things that somebody's doing. But spread love. Just as much energy as you spend being shady or sharing tea or a girl you heard about, give that same energy to finding things to highlight in people. Because if you all didn't know this, we are always projecting. So the negative energy that you're giving out to somebody, that means that there is something negative within you that you have not sat with, you have not dealt with, or you've decided to not accept. But just know that the energy that you give means that's the energy that you have. Child, does that make sense? I don't know. I told you I got COVID, baby. I'm trying to push through. But what I want y'all to know and understand is that you really got to tap into you. For Universal Teas, this is the year of self-awareness for me, for my audience, and for the people that I'll be working with. A lot of my talks and live events that I'll do will be centered around self-awareness, because we all know, and we've heard it a million times before, you can't deal with anybody until you deal with the enemy within yourself. You can't love anybody until you love everything about yourself. You can't forgive anybody until you've forgiven yourself. You can't spend time complaining about who someone is to you when you allow it. You can't complain about how someone makes you feel if you never let them know. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to wrap us up this very short episode of Universal Teas. I want to push you. Child, I was about to say push you. That is not what I wanted to say. That's embarrassing. I want to push you all throughout the West. Child, I got to go. I told you I'm sick. This is ridiculous. I want to push you all through the rest of this week. Through the rest of this week to choose joy. Highlight the positive in somebody's life. Leave an encouraging comment on somebody's Instagram post. You know, share some words of wisdom. Love on your people. Love on yourself. Drink your water. Mind your business. And remember that there is literally nothing that you cannot do. There are only things that you have convinced yourself you're not capable of achieving. All right? I'll see y'all next time right here on Universal Teas. Next Tuesday, hopefully I don't got COVID, child. And I'm able to set up the cameras and the lights and everything. But with that being said, know that you are loved. Well, ain't that a song? Know you are loved. That, right. I'm delusional at this point. My head hurts so bad. My chest is burning. I love y'all. Y'all are dope. You're phenomenal. Even if you don't believe it, I'm going to tell you until you believe it. Make sure you share the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel with Universal Teas TV. Follow me on Instagram at Universal Teas. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.